You want to know how to make corset, and sometimes when you try that, you find out that your cups are not sitting very well. Maybe one side of it is not properly placed, and sometimes it might be maybe from the pattern drafting you did not do the necessary things you were supposed to do. So today I'm going to show you how to draft this corset using my bra cup, and it is very simple. Even a total beginner can do this. So I just decided to come up with this because I have gotten a lot of comments from you guys, most especially on WhatsApp. Some persons have always been asking for this video, for me to upload a video, a pattern drafting video this way, so that they can understand what to do. And the most amazing part of it is that this video, it is very simple. It's very simple. It's very easy for you to work with. Even if you're a beginner, you can actually know how to draft this corset. So if you want to know how to do all of this, please make sure you sit tight and watch this video. So these are all the materials you'll be needing. I have my boning here. It is a sewable boning and it's called Regilene boning. I also have my bra cups here. As you can see, I have 2 bra cups. I'm going to show you how you're going to use it and the sizes you are supposed to use. I have my edge stay and I have this black material I'm going to be using to make this corset, but not in this video. And I also have my lining. So today's video, we are only concentrating on how to go about the drafting of this corset. So these are my drawing materials, and first thing I'm going to do is to first draw a line at the top of this pattern paper here. So this line is going to be our shoulder line, and this is where we are going to be taking all of our vertical measurements. So from here you're going to come down to your bust point. You're also going to mark your under bust. You're going to mark your waist. Now my waist is 17, but I marked 18 inches, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect all these lines to give me a straight line. Once I'm done with that, from the center of my pattern, I'm going to come in by my neck width. All right, I'll come in neck width of 4.5 inch. I use 4 inches, and I'm also coming down by 3 inches. You can do 3 by 3. All right, if you don't want it to be too wide or you don't want it to be too down and like open, just use 3 by 3, and you're just going to go ahead and connect your necklines just like this. So go ahead and connect it this way, and once you're done connecting it, from the center of your pattern again, you're now going to take half of your shoulder measurement. For me it's 15 and half of it is 7.5. I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. You guys know our shoulder is not straight, so come down by 1 inch for your shoulder slope. From the bust line, I went up by 2 inches to get my chest line. Now, this is something I used to say most especially on all of my videos. You can come down from the shoulder slope by whatever you get after dividing your round bust by 6 and adding 1.5 to it. So for me, it is 8 inches, and what I normally do is to go up from my bust point by 2 inches to get my chest line. Once you're done with that, don't forget this is the chest line, bust line, under bust line, and this is the waist line. So right now we are done with that, and the next thing we are going to do right now is we are going to now connect our shoulder to the chest line. I'll connect it this way, and once you're done connecting it, you're going to get the midpoint of this your shoulder line. Get the midpoint. For me it's 8 inches and half of 8 is 4. I'll mark 4 inches and I'm going to go in by half of an inch. So on the chest line, I'm also going to mark my round bust divided by 4. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to use my curved ruler now to get my armhole. It is as simple as that. Just use your curved ruler and get your armhole. I do this a lot here on my channel. Once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do now, you're going to come to your bust line, go in by half of an inch on your bust line and the under bust line and connect a straight line. So this is going to serve as a distance between your two cups, like your two cups. Let me use the word two cups, all right, so that you understand, because you know where these cups are going to be, like you know where you want to have it, right? So this is going to be the distance between your two chests, all right? So I just hope you understand. So place your cups this way. Now you want to make sure that while placing your cups, your cup is exactly on your under bust line and above your chest line. You can see how I'm placing mine. Now there's something I also want to tell you guys. My bust is 40 inches and the size of this cup is 44 inches. I went up by 4 inches because I want it to be very relaxed on me. I have found out that whenever I use exactly 40 inches, I'm not always comfortable with it. So I want it relaxed, and that is why I'm using 44 inches. You can step up by 2 inches, whatever your round cup is, step up by 2 inches or 3 inches. So what I did was to just place it and then make sure to follow up the bra cup round. So I made knot, I followed it up round this way and then connected it just like this. I'm also going to place this cup back to also trace out the upper part. So you place it back this way and also trace out the upper part. All right, so what you will do now is you want to be very careful. You don't want it to like start moving while you are doing this. You need to be very careful. Okay, so I'm going to now try to like follow up the upper part here. Just be very careful, but make sure you are following up the cup, like the shape of your cup. Do not make mistake while doing this. Just follow it carefully. All right, so you can see I have gotten the upper part, and I'm also going to go ahead and then connect it. Now this is a dartless corset. We are not going to be adding darts to this corset. Even if you want to make a transparent corset, this is the procedures you will need to get. So remember, this is the distance between our two cups, and this right here is our armhole. So it's a dartless corset. Just like I said, there will be no need for that. Once you're done with this, you're going to go ahead now to add all your horizontal measurements. So on the chest line, remember we have our round bust divided by 4 here, so I added 1 inch for stitching allowance. Yes, so I'll also come down to the waistline. I'm going to mark my round waist divided by 4, and I'm also going to add 1 inch for stitching allowance. Yes, I'm using 1 inch because sometimes you can feel like you want to adjust your corset. All right, so you want to adjust it. Now I'm not adding any allowance for like ease. This is a corset and you know they are always very tight. All right, so you don't want to add all of that. So just go ahead and add your stitching allowance. You can also use 1/2 inch. Once you're done, go ahead and trace out all those parts, and you're going to be using this pattern to first cut out the back before you cut away your cups. So what you're going to do right now is to bring another pattern paper, and you're going to place the front part of your pattern this way, and then go ahead now to pin all of those parts. Make sure that everything is straight on this other pattern paper here. So I'm making sure to pin all the areas that are very necessary, and once I'm done with that, I'm now going to come down from the shoulder by 1 inch, and from this point I'm just going to go ahead and connect my neckline. So try your best to see. So I came down by 1.5 inch, so I'm using 1.5 inch for the back neck depth. All right, so just go ahead and trace out all of these, trace out every part here, and then you are going to remove your front pattern and cut away your cups, that like the cups area we have there. So remember, this is the back pattern, and I just went ahead to iron it out so that it's looking very straight. So right now it's time for me to cut out the front pattern, but before then, for the back pattern, what I want to do is I'll use my straight ruler here to trace out the armhole area. All right, so just trace out the armhole area this way. And once you're done with this, now for the back, you can decide to use any neckline of your choice, but there's something I want to do. I want to have this round neck effect at the back. So what I'll do is to come down again by 1.5 inch, and from the center I'll go in by 4 inches, and then I'm going to use my curved ruler now to connect a curve. Please take note of how I'm placing this my ruler. Do not place it upside down. Don't place it in a way that you really don't know what will come out of it. So look at the way I'm placing it, and I'm going to connect from that 1.5 inches point I came down by. All right, so I'll connect it this way. So when you do this, you have a round neck at the back. All right, so once you're done with this, from the side of your pattern, before you cut it out from the side, you're also going to come in again by 1.5 inch. You're going to cut it away, and that's because for this corset I want to use loops. So it is not, I'm not going to be using zip, like I'm not going to be adding zipper to it. So on the upper part I went in by 2 inches, and on the down part I used 1.5 inch. So I'm going to now connect this into a straight line and cut it off, so that by the time we want to add loops to this, it's going to sit perfectly. So I'm taking away 2 inches at the top and 1.5 inch below. I'll just go ahead, cut it out, and also cut away this other part here. So you can see what I just did. So you can see we have the back and the front. So I'm also going to cut away this corpse area. So once you're done cutting this, you're going to have your front and your back pattern. So the front is going to be having a yoke, and the back is also going to be having a yoke. That's if you want to add yokes, if you want to add yoke to your corset. But if you don't want to add yoke to it, you can do away with that. So you are going to now transfer all of this to the fabric. I'm using this transparent net here for the yoke area. All right, and for the bodies I'm going to use my black fabric. So I'm making this for someone. For the bodies I'll use my black fabric, and we are just going to go ahead and then start cutting this out. So I'm going to show you what to do, but before we do that, I also want to cut away another 2 inches from this back pattern that is going to serve as our loop casing. So what I did was to make arrows for me to know where the sides of my where the side of my back pattern is. Remember that part we took away 1.5 inch? Just make arrows to know that that is the side. All right, so from the upper part here, I'm going to now take away 2 inches. So I'll mark 2 inches here, and I'll come down again and mark another 2 inches. So I'm going to connect it into a straight line and then cut it off. So that one is going to be for the part where we are going to be having our loops. All right, so connect it this way. If you really do not understand, by the time I'm done you understand what I'm talking about. So remember, I am using 2 inches on both sides, so I'm just going to connect it into a straight line this way. So remember, this is where we are going to be having our loops. I hope you understand now. Okay, remember those things we do have at the back of our corset. This is what we are trying to get. So you're just going to go ahead and cut this out. So when you want to transfer this to your fabric, make sure you are using a very strong fabric. The fabric I'm going to be using for this loop casing is going to be bridal satin. Yes, I'm using bridal satin that matches the color of whatever fabric you are using. So I'm using a black fabric, and I'm going to be using bridal satin to cut out that area. So this fabric, I have gone ahead to iron edge stay on it already, as you can see. So I'm going to now place this right sides facing each other. When you want to cut out the front pattern of your corset, you want to make sure that the fabric is cut on fold. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into 2 this way, and then I'm going to now place my front pattern on it on the center part. All right, so I'll place it, and I'm also going to go ahead and pin this down. Now take note of this. While we were drafting out this corset, around the cups area we didn't add any stitching allowance, so I'm going to be doing that here so that we can use that to join our cups later. You need to add allowance for you to be able to join your cups later. So I'll make sure to pin down all these areas here as you can see, make sure you pin this down. When you are making this, you want to be very careful. All right, so make sure you pin down every part just like what I'm doing. Pin it down properly, and you are now going to be using your tape to take away half inches round this pattern paper, and then go ahead to cut it out. You're also going to repeat same thing for the back pattern. So on the cups area here, I'm going to now take away half inch. Like I'll give half inch to these areas here. You need it because you'll be joining your cups to your corset, so you need to add half inch to it. Some people prefer to add this on their pattern paper while drafting it. So because I said I want even a total beginner to understand this, that is why I'm doing this method. So you can also add your stitching allowance this way, and then go ahead to connect all these points. Once you are done, you are also going to add stitching allowance to the side, because you are going to be turning this with your lining. All right, so make sure you add stitching allowance to it. So once you're done with this part, also do same thing to the down part and every other area. You're also going to repeat same thing for the back pattern and then cut it out. So please just take note of what I'll be doing with my hands. So also go ahead and cut out this side, and once you're done, you're just going to have something looking this way. So this is the center, front and the side. And as for the back, so this is how the back is going to be. This is the side. So for the loop casing here, this is also how it's supposed to be. This is how you place them together to have that your loops at the back. So these are all the patterns. I've also gone ahead to cut out my yoke using that net I showed you guys earlier, and I gave half inch at the bottom part here for the joining allowance, and for the shoulder areas I also did same thing. So these are all my patterns right here, and this is how you are supposed to get all of this. So I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.